protests, politics, and the pandemic. They're the biggest thing stressing out the majority of us, according to a new report from the American Psychological Association.
When you have multiple stresses that are compounded, then that definitely makes it much more difficult for you to navigate, your day-to-day life.
The APA study found nearly 2 in 3 adults say the current amount of uncertainty in our nation causes them stress. Further, 3 in 5 say the number of issues America faces currently is overwhelming. Nearly 8 in 10 adults say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their life. And 2 in 3 adults say their stress levels have risen over the course of the pandemic. And with the election looming, more than 3 in 4 adults say the future of our nation is a significant source of stress, up from 66% of adults that said the same thing last year.
That state of uncertainty, what's going to happen next, elevates stress overall. I'm concerned about what the long-term impact is going to be, particularly for younger people.
Psychologists Newsy spoke with say how we're coping is also so important right now. They suggest things like texting your friend that you can't see in person, self-care like sleeping and staying hydrated, or even giving a shoulder massage to the person you live with.
You want to be mindful of not drinking too much caffeine and alcohol, because that is going to make your stress levels much more difficult.
Look for ways to also try to relax and to release some of the tension that we're all walking around with. That's an important way to cope as well.
And another thing they advise, which this one might sound strange coming from a news source, limiting your news intake, especially as the election nears, can be beneficial too.
I can control how much I'm exposed to it. If I'm really stressed about news about the economy, I can control how much I'm following economic feeds. Many people are very concerned about what the outcome of the election will be. If that's you, don't spend November 3rd checking the news constantly, because we're not going to have an answer immediately. Make a plan to do things that are satisfying and enjoyable to you instead.
Lindsay Thies, Newsy, Denver.